Rachel here with Expert Interviews, and today I have the wonderful pleasure of talking with real estate agent Gary Raze. Gary, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
Gary, let's just dive right on into things and tell me a little bit about how long you've been a licensed real estate agent for.
Well, I've been licensed for about almost 19 years. I taught middle school for 32 years, and then I went back to my other love, and that's real estate.
And Gary, what about your greater market area? Where is it that you're located and what is the area that you serve?
Well, we're in the center of the Willamette Valley, which is Eugene, Oregon area. And so our Lane County covers about 400,000 square miles, it seems. It's a big area. It goes from the Cascade Range all the way to the Pacific Ocean.
And Gary, I know that you previously had just mentioned that you were a school teacher, for several years before getting back into real estate, but was there something maybe specifically that inspired you to get back into real estate or start your journey in it?
Once I was ready to retire from the teaching field, a field of which I enjoyed thoroughly, I went to my other love, which was real estate. I've been involved in real estate since the 1970s, owning some rental properties and being around that as well. The skills that comes with the world of teaching transfers so well to the real estate field. A lot of the people skills, the solving problem skills that comes with the world of teaching transfers perfectly to the world of real estate.
Now, as a real estate agent, Gary, let's talk about some of the offers that you provide to your clients that, they simply just can't get anywhere else.
Well, Rachel, the beauty of my program is that I have what they call a perfect home buyer program. And that's where I find out exactly what the buyer is searching for. And of course, it won't be on RMLS. Those properties have been picked over quite extensively. I try to find homes that have not been on the market yet that match exactly what that particular buyer is looking for. I then go to a data company and I fine tune all the little criterias that my person has explained to us, and our team goes out and we purchase a list or a data of those homes that match exactly what that buyer is looking for. Now remember, those homes are not on the market yet. I then go to those homeowners and find out if there's any possibility that any of them wish to sell in the near future. Sometimes I can make the perfect match for those buyers. The advantage, of course, to the buyer is simple. They're not competing with others because no one knows it's even going to be on the market. And so they are not competing with multiple offers. So it's a real benefit to the buyer. The benefit to the seller is they don't have to have 70 people traipse through their house and have their house ready for open houses, etc. They have a ready and willing buyer already. And so it makes their job of selling their home much easier. And of course, I can also help them find their next property as well.
And I know, Gary, you mentioned some similarities between being a school teacher and being a real estate agent, but what is it specifically that you personally love about being a real estate agent?
Well, it just boils down to helping people. I know that sounds a little corny, but again, I come from a teaching background. And that's a very important feature for me. I'm fine financially. I love what I do. I love helping people, and that's the bottom line. So, again, that sounds a little bit Pollyanna, perhaps, but that's my gig.
And reflecting off of that sense of helping people, Gary, are there any charities or causes that you hold near and dear to your heart or contribute to?
Oh, there are. There are several that I contribute to. One of them is Meals on Wheels. My dad used them when he was in his last years of his life in another city, and so I've always been fond of them. I contribute to a particular hospital in the Portland area because my granddaughter had leukemia when she was about 11 years old and was cured from that hospital, so I contribute to them. I also contribute to some local charities here as well, and also contribute to a harmony, a music program because I'm in a barbershop quartet and a barbershop chorus. So I contribute to the major area that helps kids stay in music.
And I know you just mentioned, Gary, that you're part of a barbershop quartet, and I can only imagine that you're very busy. And as a successful real estate agent, I can only imagine that there isn't much free time in your schedule. But aside from those things, is there anything else that you really enjoy as a hobby?
Well, I used to be a runner, but for whatever reason, the older you get, the harder it is to run. So I don't run so much anymore. But that was my love. Running was my love. Basketball was my love. But music was the tops. So, matter of fact, this coming in 2 weeks, I'm competing at an international level for senior barbershop quartets. So there's only 24 that can compete in the international stage, and so we're one of the quartets. We're called Social Insecurity.
And that sounds very exciting, Gary. And if maybe say, let's jump in a time machine back to when you were first dabbling into the world of real estate, what's maybe a piece of advice that you wish you would have stumbled upon while you were entering that whole new industry?
If I was to coach young real estate people that come into it, which I do, by the way, I always advise them you need to not only have good people skills, but you also need to have a good work ethic. It's very easy as a self-employed person to find other things to do and to waste time. Have a good work ethic, and certainly continue to study the areas that you want to have a special niche in. For example, if you want to do first-time home buyers, find out all that you can through mortgage companies and so on about first-time home buying programs. If you want to work with seniors that are moving, that are downsizing, find out all the 55 and older places around and learn all the ins and outs of that program. If it's the luxury, obviously, you learn as much as you can about the luxury market. But bottom line, study for your niche in the field, and also have a great work ethic.
And Gary, to kind of close things out, there's obviously a very apparent 1,000,001 reasons as to why you are as successful of a real estate agent as you are. So to close things out a little bit, tell me why at the end of the day, home buyers or sellers should choose you above all their other options.
Well, I've been very fortunate because I'm well known in my city, but that's not really why you choose a real estate agent. You need to like them, trust them, and make sure that they have something good to offer. The things that I have to offer with the perfect home buyer situation and the selling programs that I bring to the table is something that works for them, not me, but for them. So the offer has to be something that contributes to their successes in buying and selling real estate.
Well, Gary, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to speak with you today and learn a little bit about why you are so successful as a real estate agent. So I thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Take care.